Hello, I am Amit Datta, the Chair of the Information Systems and Operations Management area, ISOM, and I am delighted to introduce you to this multimedia production that was conceived and produced by my ISOM faculty colleagues with contributions from members of the ISOM community. This includes faculty, current students, alumni, and employers. You will find a wealth of information about the ISOM area, about its faculty, course offerings, career paths, and placements. If you're undecided about your major, my colleagues and I hope you will seriously consider becoming an ISOM major after viewing this video. If you are an ISOM alum, we would love to hear from you about your career success stories and how the major prepared you for your career. If you are a current student, we hope this video will help you think about career paths and choose your courses more effectively. With that, welcome to a multimedia tour of the ISOM area.
The ISOM department at George Mason is an integrated view of IS and operations. So we try to take the people and the technology and the processes and put them all together to solve business problems.
ISOM, I think, is probably the most unique major you can do in the School of Management because it combines, I think, two essential parts of business organizations. One is technology, understanding technology and information systems, and the other is operations, how a company runs, how supply chains work, how products are produced, how services are delivered.
Information systems is both technical and managerial. It's got some computer science characteristics, software development, hardware systems design from that perspective. But it's putting the systems into an organizational context, which computer science often does not move toward. And so trying to solve the different organizational problems, including the analysis for organizational issues, interface design, trying to provide the answers in a framework that decision makers can actually use.
Operations management basically is a field which is dealing with how to gain competitive advantage. Now, a very important thing about operations management is that unlike what most people think that is limited to manufacturing, it's actually relevant both to service and to healthcare and to non-profit organizations, because actually most of the people don't work today in manufacturing, especially in our area in Washington, where almost everybody is a government employee. So our classes are designed to give you also some skills that will be beneficial for service and government and many other areas.
I wanted to do something that was relevant to the time. I'm a big IT buff. It's obviously where the market is right now, especially in this area, and I was really into management as well. So it just seemed to be a perfect fit of what I'm interested in as well as potential careers.
Well, I started at Nova as computer science, in a computer science degree, and I got my associates in that. And then when I came to Mason, in my career, I was at a point where I had to decide that I want to go more technical or try and move into the business side. And so for me, ISOM was the perfect choice to keep my IT background, because I did a lot of tech support type work when I was younger. So it allowed me to keep that focus while moving into more of a management area.
I actually chose ISOM because I knew I wanted to be in business, and I had a slight interest in IT, but I knew I didn't want to completely go IT. I wanted to stay in the business field. So actually for me, ISOM was perfect because I got to gain the knowledge of a business world, but with some technical skills as well.
I've always wanted to be in management, so school management was you know, my initial focus. And then once accepted, ISOM really appealed to me because I had a lot of influences in family, plus people I worked around. I saw that the stuff being taught was, you know, easily used and applied to a lot of fields.
In the networking and security class, we talk about the basics of building a simple network. We cover, for example, I'm teaching the class tonight and we'll be covering how cellular phones work, how Wi-Fi works, how Bluetooth works, how WiMAX works. And we cover some of these basic fundamentals of how networks operate in today's businesses.
I also teach a OM 320, which is a supply chain management class. And this is a class that really focuses on how companies take products to market. So how do they make them? How do they procure the products that go into them, the raw materials, the components? How do they transform them into finished goods? And how do they get them to the market? And we talk about product flows, information flows, as well as financial flows.
Have you used the Genius tool in your iTunes software? Basically, Genius is based on data mining concepts. It has techniques in there, and students, I feel, we try to explain the techniques, underlying techniques to students, and also how they go about collecting the data, organizing it, and then drawing inferences from this, from the results.
On the undergraduate level, my favorite class is quality management. This class starts with the foundations of quality management, the gurus, what is total quality management, but the cream of the cake of this class is Six Sigma. We studied in very detail what are the practices of Six Sigma, the DMAIC. We study also design for Six Sigma. You learn the various ranking of Six Sigma, the green belts, the black belts, the master black belts, the champion. By the end of this class, you have a very good foundation in Six Sigma, and this is something that has a lot of value and demand in the market.
Definitely critical thinking and working with others. Those two definitely go hand in hand, which I find now that I look back, towards the end, that was kind of the point of almost everything that we did, thinking how to think critically, which makes you think faster on your feet, think more effectively, work more proactively, and of course working well with others.
When I moved from a tech support role into a project management role, it was around the same time that I took the OM 493 project management course. And I found, every day I was learning more, more skills that were directly applicable to the work I was doing. So, just learning about Microsoft Project or learning about the various, NPV and other tools that are used to keep, an eye on a project as a whole.
One of the biggest skills is being able to look at the whole picture, because in ISOM, one of the main things is operation management. So you got to understand the system you're working with, and after you understand the system, you got to allocate resources so you're able to create the most profit out of the entire system.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of opportunities for ISOM majors in terms of career paths. I think the kind of ideal career path, what we try to really develop with the ISOM major by combining information systems and operations management is the business analyst, someone who can go out into the world and kind of fit into any organization and understand how technology and operations at that organization work, and basically look for places to make improvements, both from a software or system side or from just operations and business process side.
I find it convenient to think of two types of career paths. One which I will call building, and the second one which I'll call analyzing. There's sort of, for lack of better names. In building, what you're doing is sort of crafting together technology solutions to meet business needs, and there the ability to know what are the possibilities with technology and also what the needs are. So again, at different levels. So one type of career is aligning, sort of building things to meet business needs. The second type of career path that I think of, I refer to as analyzing, and there it involves using advanced technologies to make sense out of the data that organizations are drowning in. So organizations are drowning in data and they don't really know what to do with it. So to be able to extract relevant data and be able to act on it.
Project management, quality management, inventory control, it's the individual topics that are actually surveyed in a course like OM 301. That's where you'd find the jobs, and there are lots of them.
Career paths for an ISOM major can range from being an analyst, possibly being a programmer, moving into management, especially project management types of tasks or approaches, It's got very much a technical component, maybe acting as the interface between those who have a much stronger technical background, the true programmers, and ultimately the users who may or may not have a technical background at all. So the accountants, the finance people, economists, people in HR, and so forth.
I'm going to be working as an IT consultant. So with that, I'm going to be applying both my management major because I'm a double major and then my ISOM because of the IT sector.
I currently work I'm interning at the Department of Treasury, and they rotate me between the various human resources functions. So I started out working at HR technology and process improvement, and a lot of the material that I learned in my OM classes I found very useful.
I hopefully will start my own business after I graduate from George Mason. The skills that are currently helping me plan my business are operations management, specifically supply chain management, and the e-business models class that I'm currently taking at George Mason. I had started a web-based company in the late 90s, sold that company, moved on to other things, and then got sick of the rat race and came back to school. Wanted to finish my degree. So the e-business models class is really one of those classes that is helping me formulate my business plan.
I'm an intern at PMJ-AIT, which is a Program Management Joint Automatic Identification Technology. Our main focus is on RFID technology. It's a radio frequency in transit visibility, which is for the Army, and we are sort of the default Army AIT solutions expert.
We've placed students as web developers and webmasters. We've placed students as working in data warehousing and database administration and managing information and knowledge at an organization. We teach classes on network security, and we have people that go off and become information architects and work on security issues and so forth. So I really think there are a lot of opportunities for ISOM majors in terms of career when they graduate.
I am the operations and productions manager for a software R&D company called Keizo Innovations. My job typically entails a lot of face-to-face interaction with our customers, whether it's training, orientation and stuff like that. But of course, there's the video production side, so helping them pull off their videos. The SOM major definitely helped me in more ways than one. For one, it's the interaction part, which is about 90% of my job is interacting with people. Gave me the communication skills needed. But also taught me how to think logically and critically, which is important in trying to pull off some of the stuff that we do, training videos and the like, or just training people. Working with people as well is another thing that was one of my weakest points until really getting into the ISOM major.